All right. Well, for the sake of time, I think we probably should get started here. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining this afternoon for our showcase with the Mohegan Sun, one of our fantastic properties along the East Coast in the state of Connecticut. Great to have you all with us. We're going to turn over here in just a moment, but a couple of quick reminders for the group. We'll ask you to stay engaged with the presentation today. There's a lot of great content. As you have questions, please drop them into the chat box and we'll get to those at the end to make sure that we cover all the questions that are out there. And then also to keep you engaged and have a little fun, we'll transition into a little trivia session here with the help of Dana Wandell, our VP of Marketing at Teneo. And one lucky winner will get a chance to experience the resort, and we'll tell you all about those details. And as a final reminder, we are going to record today's session. So as a follow-up, we will share the recording out with everybody as a follow-up. And we look forward to an engaging showcase here today. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce our presenter today, Mr. John Washko, VP of Sales and Marketing at the Mohegan Sun. John, take it away. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Bruce. Good afternoon, everybody. You know, today's an exciting day for me on a number of levels, and one of them is the fact that I've got Jamie Bruce introducing me, and that harkens back to Jamie and I had the pleasure of working together early on in our careers. I guess it was early on, huh, Jamie?
It was very long ago.
So mid-90s, if you can believe that, working together at Atlantis Paradise Island. And actually, I have Jamie to thank for giving me kind of my big opportunity to get on the big stage selling big group houses. And so it's really cool to come full circle and to have him leading off this presentation today. Thank you all for making time. And I want to make sure that you walk away from this that with really understanding the why behind Mohegan Sun. So if we get there at the end of this kind of 30 minutes together, then I'm going to feel like I got my job done today. And the why really at Mohegan Sun is really to understand, I think, what this destination is all about, what sets us different, what makes us unique. And the other thing that really makes today exciting to me is, you may not all know this, but the Mohegan Sun is owned by the Mohegan tribe, who also owns the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun is the WNBA basketball team that plays in our arena here on property. And they are in the semifinals. Their second game of the semifinals against the New York Liberty is tonight. So we're up 1-0, which is just great. And we are really excited about where that can go, get us back to the finals. We were there last year. But this also speaks to the culture here at Mohegan Sun. When we talk about social outreach, we talk about DEI initiatives, owning a WNBA team by a Native American tribe. I mean, that really checks a lot of the boxes that I know a lot of you are looking for. About it's not important, not just important where you're doing business, but who you're doing business with. So with that, we'll kind of let you enter into Mohegan Sun. So as you enter into the lobby, this is the lobby shop of the property. And so you can see that this is a heavily themed out property. But what's cool about the theming of Mohegan Sun, it is authentic. So what you see when you come throughout our building is you see a destination that is fully immersive of the history and the culture of the Mohegan tribe. So you go to other heavily themed properties in the industry potentially, but the difference is they're creating a theme potentially out of fantasy, out of a Disney character. This is all based on real life stuff. So for example, the white bark that you see that lines the ceiling of our lobby, that's because it's the white birch was a substance that the tribe used to make baskets to carry things to and from the river. The actual beadwork that is in all of the areas that you see up top of each one of what they looks like kind of pooled tarps, if you will, the yellowish color. Those are the beads that are reflective of beads that were used as for trading back in the 17th century, which is the first kind of recording time for Mohegan Sun, for the culture. So this is throughout our property. You see this as being intertwined in the experience, which makes it unique, but it's also genuine and it's real. So that's a little bit about the why, but you've got to really understand the where, because I know for a lot of you on this call, Southeastern Connecticut is not really part of your ballywig of places I know a whole lot about. And honestly, that included me 10 years ago. So I've worked at the property for 6 years. I've grown up on the East Coast, but the Mohegan Sun is located in Southeastern Connecticut in an area called Mystic Country, which some of you may remember Mystic Pizza. So we're very close to the coastline of this really historic region of the New England landscape. And we are equidistant between Boston and New York City. So first question you're going to come to is, okay, so how do I get there? What are the airports? So we have that information on our website, but we also have it here, and this is on every page of our meetings website. We have a real-time Google Maps travel time matters widget. So what that means, you can do at any point in time, you can click the travel time matters, get here quick. When you press that, it will tell you actual travel time from the two main airports, both international airports, which is Bradley, which is right outside of Hartford, and TF Green outside of Providence. Both of those are between 58 miles to the property. But that is the distance. And what we like to show on this map is it's not on this widget, is it's not about distance. Life is about time. When you leave, for example, the main airport you would fly into is Hartford. You go through one traffic light between the time that you leave Hartford Bradley International Airport to arriving to the property. So your travel time will almost always be between about 58 and 65 minutes. So, when you use a kind of a medium tier size international airport, your bags come out quicker, you get on the curb quicker. So we always say, let's talk about time, not about distance. And this app can help you relay that to the different people within your organizations and to the decision makers within an organization on really how to scale an opportunity like experiencing Mohegan Sun. So with that, let's talk about how the property lays out. So when you think, okay, what is Mohegan Sun? I know you're looking at this map and you're saying, oh, this is going to blow the back. I'm just freaked out by this. There's so much going on, but I'm going to show you how our meetings website allows you to kind of scale that. So this is the way that we're able to drop that first map that you saw into 6 different areas, things like our meetings and guest room venues, our expo convention venues, our private dining venues, our entertainment venues, outdoor venues, and unique venues. So through meetings.mohegansun.com, and that will be included in the follow-up information, you're able to go to the interactive map dropdown and then looking at different areas within the property. You'll be able to click on each one of those areas and have information about the size, pictures, the capacity charts, etc. Stevens, can we go back one quickly? I want to go back. Thank you. So on this map, the main thing I want to show you is as you walk in right in the middle, right to the left of where it says Sky Tower, that's the main hotel entrance. The property lays out with 2 convention centers that are to the left and the right of the main entrance. And there's 2 guest room towers, again, to the left and the right of the main hotel entrance. When you walk into that lobby, the one thing that you may have noticed, if that's the main entrance, is there's no casino in sight. So as you walk into the lobby of Mohegan Sun, if you look off to the far sides, you'll see the 2 where it says Casino of the Sky and Casino of the Earth. Those areas are you never go through a casino to get to guest rooms or meeting space. So let me say that again. When you come into Mohegan Sun, you check into your room, you go to your meetings, you never walk through a casino. That's by design, because we had a panel of meeting planners that helped us design the layout of Mohegan Sun. Second, very, very important when you look at this map is to understand the ability to be a good-sized program, but own a convention center for the branding, whether it be for branding purposes, for security purposes. So we can have two decent-sized groups meeting simultaneously in the Earth Expo and Convention Center and the Sky Convention Center, and they will never actually cross paths, or will there be any issues as it relates to their ability to brand and own a space. So moving on, we'll go back now to the next slide where I show the interactive map. You'll see that here's that travel time matters, get here quick. That is at the top of every page of the meeting's website. So that's how important it is for us to really kind of pound home the thought process is that life is about time, not distance. And you'll see what our drop downs are. Why us is number one. And that's really to talk about the culture of Mohegan Sun, who we are, who we're owned by, what the tribe stands for. And then you'll see you've got planners, you've got getting here, you've got social responsibility attendees. And the social responsibility is commitment to planet and commitment to people. So that's really one of the things when I spoke about. It's not about just about where you're doing business, but who you're doing business with. So we're really proud of our culture here and what we do back for the community. So from the lobby, we've got a beautiful view, which I'd like to show you next. So this is the view from the lobby, and it actually takes you to look. If you look to the far left-hand corner, you can see in the far distance, that's the closest casino that you can see. So this is looking down to, that's a Chihuly that you could see glass sculpture in the middle of our shops concourse. The architecture of this property is spectacular. And if you think about Mohegan Sun, you say, okay, so what can I compare it to? If you pick it up off of the Thames River in southeastern Connecticut and you put it on the Strip, it has all of the amenities, the attractions to compete with the big dogs. The only difference is we're not 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 guest rooms. We're 1,600 guest rooms, but we have shops, restaurants, a 10,000 seat arena, a variety of venues, which we'll speak about. And so really, if you think about it, it's that all under one roof experience, similar to buying, an integrated resort, anywhere, but specifically, I think we always think a little bit about Las Vegas when we think about the big mega resorts that have everything under one roof. Our newest restaurant here at Mohegan Sun is Tao. So those of you that have been to Cosmo are familiar potentially with Tao. They have a beautiful restaurant in New York City. They have one in LA, one in Chicago. We built this during COVID. So this is an $8 million restaurant enhancement. And this is the lounge area of Tao. Then we'll take you into the actual dining room of Tao. And when you look at this kind of shows the quality of the dining experience at Mohegan Sun. And we're going to talk about the fact that we have a wide variety of private dining rooms, actually 15 private dining rooms available here at on property under one roof. So you think about that turnkey private dine around experience and the opportunity to move around the property on a free night, but still have that ROE, that return on engagement, because people are not dispersing into a city. So I talked about guest rooms. So we do have 2 towers of guest rooms. I'll show you a guest room of both. So this is from the Sky Tower, 1,200 guest rooms in the Sky Tower. So this is kind of our workhorse, if you will, of the 2 towers. Coffee makers in all of the rooms. You do have every guest room has its own desk. The majority of the guest rooms have river views of the Thames River, as I had referenced. So 1,200 in the Sky Tower, and then our newer tower and our kind of more, if you will, stylish and sleek tower, if you will, is the Earth Tower, 400 guest rooms located here. I mentioned in the map, we've got 2 convention centers. So we'll go to the Sky Convention Center first. And let me first take you to an eye chart. So this will show you the capacities, but this is where we have our 36,500 square foot Uncas Ballroom, which is divisible into 10 sections. And I've got a great shot of an event that is held in the Uncas Ballroom. So that really is the, if you will, that is the foundation of the Sky Convention Center. And additionally, we have 20 breakout rooms within that convention center, which is one of 2 on property. Now I'd like to take you to our second convention center, which is the Earth Expo and Convention Center. This is our newest convention center. It opened in 2018, and here we added a 25,000, easy for me to say, square foot expo center, which is pillarless. It has natural light, and we're going to show you a couple pictures of the Earth Expo and Convention Center. The first one is actually going to be, this is the walkway that leads between the Earth Ballroom and the Expo Center. It's an ability to obviously utilize natural lighting for a reception, a coffee break, a meal. On the outside of that is a 1,200 square foot outdoor terrace. So everybody loves natural light. And at the end of this walkway, we come to the 125,000 square foot Expo Center. So what you'll see is this is not gray, this is not drab, it is bright. It is I mean, I can't tell you all that I bring savvy meeting planners into this function space, and their eyes light up when they see just how bright the room is, natural light, no columns. So all of the electric, the power, the water is in the floor. We have 8-bay loading dock. This actually opens up to a flat parking lot, so you can do an indoor-outdoor event. So for example, we do food shows where they actually have the grills going out in the parking lot. This is on grade for if you're wanting to bring heavy machinery in here. There are no weight restrictions to this floor. So it is a really easy load in, load out experience. And we are a non-union property. And I think everybody who's a planner knows what that means. So then let's show you a little bit about what this property, what that Expo Center looks like for a trade show. So this is just a good example of the Expo Center in use. Right adjacent to that, to the Expo Center, is our second largest ballroom. So this is the Earth Ballroom. Now, what makes this cool is there's a roll-up door that connects to the Expo Center. So this is 20,000 square feet. The Expo is 125,000. So we really position the product that you have 145K of contiguous column-free Expo space. So you can utilize this a lot of different ways for meeting flow, for making sure, for example, if you wanted to bring attendees from a general session to a trade show, either direction, to make sure you're hitting both of those places, you can use these 2 facilities in the way that they interact through this roll-up door. And so it really gives you a kind of some unparalleled flexibility of how we utilize the meeting space. So being our newest space, of course, we had to have some high-tech boardroom. So we have a beautiful boardroom that is here in the Earth Expo and Convention Center. It opens up to that terrace. You can see that through the background. Of course, that's natural light. We love that in the meeting room. There are 5 different large screen TVs in the Wolf boardroom. And it obviously flows really, really nicely to the outdoor space. What we really are proud of also within the property is our unique venues. And the interactive map I spoke about outlines a lot of these unique venues that we have available around the property. But what we really like to show you is that culturally, we can have areas that, like the cabaret to upper left, our 10,000 seat arena bottom right, a lounge, and out some of our most dynamic outdoor function space that really give you different immersive experiences all under one roof. So the newest outdoor function space we have is actually that upper right-hand corner. And I've got another shot of that, which is right here. So this is the sun patio. We could do over 2,000 folks out here. And we just added an outdoor full-time bar to this venue. And we're actually going to do additional enhancements. This is a 2-year project, but it's up and running today. And our groups have just loved it. So what do you do while you're on property? Well, you eat and you shop, right? So let's talk about, we've got over 40 restaurant choices, but here are 4 of the 15 private dining rooms that we have on property, all different types of cuisines. Bala, upper left is Italian. Summer Shack, bottom right, for example, would be a perfect place for a New England clam bake. So after you dine, you got to go shopping, right? So what kind of stores do we have? Well, we have over 30 stores. So this is just a look at some of the brands that we have available here at Mohegan. Well, all right, so we've looked at meeting space and we looked at dining and we've looked at shopping, but what about my VIPs? What happened is, where do they come in? Well, they come into our separate VIP entrance, which is the Aspire entrance. And now I'm going to take you into the lobby because look, we all know if your VIPs, your speakers, if their sense of arrival elevates them a bit, if their sense of arrival makes them feel special, that puts us all in a great place for a successful event. The last thing I want to talk about is a couple of our unique venues for turnkey theme parties. So I'm going to show you 3 different choices. This is Roadhouse. So this is a barbecue place. It has, of course, it's got the mechanical bull. It's available for group buyouts. It has a built-in stage for karaoke if you want to have a band. If you set up a bucket full of beers, a cowboy hat, and a bandana, you've got a turnkey theme party without all the expenses of transforming a ballroom. Well, so we say, all right, I like to do a country western theme, but what if I want to do kind of a high-end chic nightclub theme? I've got a couple options for that. One of this is Novell. So in the Novell, again, a turnkey venue for you to utilize for a lunch, a dinner, a theme party in the evening. You say, oh, wait a minute, my party, I've got this competitive group of salespeople, John, and they really want to compete. Then we're going to bring them to Game On, and they're going to be able to bowl. They're going to be able to play video games. They've got a karaoke room here. This is an 18,000 square foot facility that's available for group buyouts, which is located right adjacent to the Earth Expo and Convention Center. So there are so many ways that you can utilize this property. But again, it is all under one roof. And most importantly, it's the culture and the spirit of Aquay here, which is how we interact with our team members and with each other, is the testament to why over 75% of our group business is repeat business. With that, I'm going to open the floors for some questions, and I thank you all for being with us today.
Fantastic, John. That was great. If you could just get a little excited about the property, it'd be cool. You know, I mean, just
We're working on that, Jamie.
You're getting there. You're getting there. So I have a lot of questions, and then I think there's going to be a few. I'm sure they're going to pop up. Spectacular property, lots of options for conventions, for meetings, for all, you guys can host so much. You clearly have the capability of hosting very large events. You're 1,600 rooms, you have all that space. But at the end of the day, what's the typical size of a group and the reason people are coming there? What does that look like?
You know, great question. Yep, I'm sorry. There is. I just saw one question which asked, does the Uncas Ballroom have pillars? We've got no pillars in any of our meeting space. And yes, we do have an indoor-outdoor pool. And that's my bad. I should have had that included in one of the shots. It's my miss. So the group size, really, I mean, we can do groups of up to 6,000 people. Obviously if we had a large drive-in group, the the average group size here is actually somewhere between 70 and 90 rooms on peak. So we can do the big stuff. We've got a ton of meeting space available. But really, it's, because we have so many breakout rooms and such the visibility of our ballrooms, we can carve up our meeting space to have multiple groups at the same time, or as I mentioned, one large group using both convention centers, or two medium to large groups taking the two convention centers.
Awesome. Awesome. And you've got two everything. You got two pools, you got two spas, you got two fitness. So plenty of space for folks to feel comfortable. And I think you mentioned there's 40 restaurants, but there's a lot of private rooms as well for groups to feel like they own the place. What was it, 15 or so?
That's correct.
Private restaurants, private dining rooms. Okay.
Correct.
So you talked about time and distance and time. And the way the place is laid out, you've got your guest room towers and then your meeting space off to each side. What's the distance? What's the time involved with getting from my room to the conference space?
Okay, so really the furthest walk is from a guest room tower to a convention center, which is the Sky Tower to the Earth Convention Center, is 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So you never have a longer walk the longest walk we've got between the two convention centers is just under 4 minutes. So although the property looks enormous, it's a very workable and scalable floor plan, because it's been designed very intentionally as such, because we put the entertainment amenities not in your way. So, so when you're talking about the work time, that's really where you're focusing on function space, guest rooms, etc. When you're going for playtime, whether that accessing our restaurants, our nightclubs, our spas, our unique venues, that is all in an area that you don't have to traverse through to get from point A to point B.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's designed for meetings and events, right?
Correct.
I mean, that was the heart of the original concept, in addition to the entertainment side of the resort. You've had the good fortune of working at some great resorts around the country over your career. You're now working for a tribal-owned resort. What's that mean for you as experience, and what does it mean for meeting planners in terms of the advantages that may have?
One of the real advantages is the continuity of ownership. Number one, the only I think there's planners on this call that have signed a contract with one ownership group that have held a meeting with a different one. That can never happen at Mohegan Sun. So the only people that can own Mohegan Sun is the Mohegan tribe. So what does that mean, doing business with a tribal entity? It means you're doing business with a family. I mean, this is a family that has their name on the building. So there's a pride in the property. So the cleanliness of the resort, the upkeep, the renovation, I mean, there's nothing here that ever goes not fixed immediately, because this is a matter of pride for the Mohegan tribe. This has always been held as one of the kind of the top, or the kind of the gold standard of a Native American property. And because the way our tribe views this as a reflection on them, and so the quality of this product and the continuity of always improving, you have a consistency there. Plus, learning the story of a Native American tribe, especially one in the New England that was around in the 17th century, that's a lot different than the tribes out west that didn't even see the white face until the gold rush in the 1800s. So it's a completely different frame of reference as far as the time that's evolved. And the great thing about the tribe is that, we have of the first female chief in modern times. Her name is Chief Lynn Malerba, Chief Many Hearts. She's also the U.S. Treasurer. So we are very much involved in kind of the community culture and on a national level. So what we do from a diversity standpoint, talking about WNBA, talking about the first female chief, I mean, we walk the talk.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, spectacular. I mean, I think this has been a great educational session for all of us. We have a couple of questions that we'll answer directly back to the clients. But I think at this point, what would be great is to have Dana Wandell, our VP of Marketing for Teneo, take us to the trivia question. Dana, take it away.
Awesome, terrific. So we have an incredible prize for one of you to experience this destination. So we are going to be giving away a 3-day, 2-night stay, plus 2 tickets to an event in the Mohegan Sun Arena, a $300 dining credit, and round-trip airport transfers. So we're going to start a poll here. When it pops up shortly, just select the answer. And the question is, how many private dining rooms are available to groups from the 41 on-property dining options? 5, 10, 15, or 20? Perfect. And I will turn it over to John to reveal the correct answer.
The answer of the day, Dana, thank you, and nice to see you, is 15 private dining rooms. So lots of opportunities for you to obviously do the on-property dine around without having to deal with transportation or buses.
Love it. So Jamie, I'll pass it to you to close.
Fantastic. That's great. That's great. Well, listen, thank you, everybody. I want to appreciate everyone's time and attention today to joining us today for this fantastic showcase. We also want to thank John. John, thank you for your time and inspirational presentation today. As a reminder, we did record today's show, so we'll send it out to those that want to share it along within their organizations. And we also want to have you save a date. We'll send out communication on this as we move forward, but our next showcase will be featuring our beaches and island properties, and that's going to be October 26th, right around the corner in a month. And again, I want to thank you for your participation today, and everyone have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Teneo, ooh-na-na. All of my heart is in Teneo, ooh-na-na. Boutique to luxury, Teneo, ooh-na-na. Beaches and islands, homie, then ski the mountains only at Teneo, ooh-na-na. Let's talk about the Teneo difference. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 20 networking events each year and